The serenity of Kashmir, often dubbed Paradise on Earth, was shattered on April 22, 2025. A horrific attack in Pahalgam, a popular tourist destination, claimed the lives of 26 innocent people, most of them holidaymakers. The immediate aftermath was a whirlwind of accusations, with India pointing the finger at Pakistan-backed militants. Pakistan, in turn, vehemently denied any involvement. This tragic event became the catalyst for a rapid escalation of tensions between the two nuclear-armed neighbors. The attack in Pahalgam was a stark reminder of the deep-rooted animosity and mistrust that plague India-Pakistan relations. The disputed territory of Kashmir has been a flashpoint for decades, with both countries claiming it in its entirety. This latest incident threatened to push the two nations closer to the brink of yet another conflict. The international community watched with bated breath as the situation rapidly deteriorated. The United States, along with other global powers, issued urgent calls for restraint and dialogue. However, the pleas for peace seemed to fall on deaf ears as both India and Pakistan dug in their heels, each determined to project an image of strength and resolve. The specter of war, once a distant nightmare, began to loom large over the region. India's response to the Pahalgam attack was swift and decisive. India downgraded diplomatic ties with Pakistan, suspending the Indus Water Treaty, a crucial agreement on water sharing. The border was sealed shut, effectively cutting off all trade and travel between the two countries. In a move that underscored the severity of the situation, India even banned several Pakistani YouTube channels, accusing them of spreading propaganda and misinformation. These actions reflected a palpable sense of anger and frustration within India. The attack was seen as a direct assault on India's sovereignty and a grim reminder of Pakistan's alleged support for cross-border terrorism. For many in India, the time for diplomacy seemed to have run its course. Public opinion in India hardened considerably in the wake of the attack. There were widespread calls for a strong military response, with many urging the government to take decisive action against those responsible. The Indian government faced immense pressure to act, caught between the need to appear strong and the imperative to avoid a full-blown war. Pakistan found itself walking a tightrope, balancing its denials of involvement with a show of force. The Pakistani government vehemently rejected India's accusations, claiming they were baseless and intended to divert attention from the situation in Indian-administered Kashmir. However, Pakistan also took steps to bolster its defenses, deploying additional troops to the border and placing its military on high alert. Pakistan's airspace was closed to Indian aircraft, and Indian diplomats were expelled from the country. Visa restrictions were tightened, further reducing people-to-people contact. Pakistan's actions, while defensive in nature, were also calculated to send a clear message that it would not be cowed by Indian pressure. Pakistan's response was complicated by its close ties with China, India's regional rival. China's growing influence in the region, particularly through its massive infrastructure investments in Pakistan under the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, added another layer of complexity to the already volatile situation. Pakistan found itself increasingly reliant on China for both economic and diplomatic support. China, a rising superpower with its own strategic interests in the region, found itself caught in the crossfire. On the one hand, China called for restraint and dialogue, urging both India and Pakistan to resolve their differences peacefully. China even engaged with the United Kingdom and other international actors to explore potential avenues for mediation. However, China's actions spoke louder than its words. While publicly advocating for peace, China continued to provide diplomatic cover for Pakistan, refraining from condemning the Pahalgam attack outright. China's stance was seen by many in India as tacit support for Pakistan, further fueling suspicions about China's true intentions. China's primary concern was the protection of its vast investments in Pakistan, particularly the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, a flagship project of China's Belt and Road Initiative. The CPEC, which includes roads, railways, and energy projects, runs through Pakistan-administered Kashmir, making its stability paramount for China. Additionally, China was wary of seeing Pakistan, a key ally in the region, destabilized or weakened.